Hey guys, welcome back to NRL22.official, the YouTube channel for the National Rimfire League. I'm Jeremy, one of the league advisors, and we're out here on another windy winter day in Northern Colorado at Northern Colorado Rod and Gun Club. This month we're shooting the January 2026 NRL22 monthly course of fire, and this course of fire was designed and brought to us by Mr. Gaylen Mohr. He shoots at a Crawford County Shooting Sports in Denison, Iowa. And this course of fire is going to test some of our abilities to build positions, write effective dope cards, manage our dope on the clock, and really push us as shooters. I would give it a 4 out of 5 for difficulty. So be prepared to be challenged this month. We'd like to wish you a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year as we start this month's course of fire. We'd also like to thank SK Ammunition for providing the ammunition that you're seeing in today's video. Let's go ahead and get this course of fire underway. First up for the January 2026 course of fire, we have Stage 1, Tires Are for Cars. We have a 1.5 at 65 yards on a single hanger, and a 2.5 at 84 yards, also on a single hanger. Our barricade setup is going to go as follows. Center tire laying flat with one tire leaning off of each side. Restrictions. Bipods may not touch the ground. We're going to start standing, rifle at the high ready with all gear in hand, mag in, action open. On the start signal, engage the targets near to far with one shot each from the following position in order. Left tire, right tire, center tire, back to the left tire, and finally, the right tire again.
Understand the course of fire?
I do.
Good to load and make ready.
Starting things off this month, we've got an interesting configuration of tires, which is the bounciest prop that we have in the standard barricade list. Every engagement in this stage is going to be the same. We're going to engage near to far.
Shooter ready?
Shooter's ready.
Stand by.
Now I decided to use 2 bags on this. I want to use the Wee Bad Strapless Behemoth for a prone position from that center tire, but we're going to start things off with the Wee Bad Fortune Cookie. We're slapping it right up there on the left tire, and we're going to engage near, and then we're going to use a holdover to engage the far target. Now transitioning here to the right tire, just going to rebuild that same position using the same equipment. Now my optic is set at about 14 power, and I'm dialed up for that first target. Every engagement on the far target is going to be a holdover. Now here's where we're going to go into a prone position from that center tire. Now you'll notice how stable that is when you get a little connection to the ground using that strapless behemoth. Made quick work of those 2 shots, getting both impacts. Now we're going to transition up here to the left tire again and repeat the same position as before, utilizing that fortune cookie. Again, this is just a rinse and repeat stage, near, then far target. Now I'm getting a little hasty in my trigger pulls, which is why both of those missed. I was not minimizing my wobble zone, and that cost me 2 impacts. This time I took a little extra time getting stable and followed those with 2 impacts, wrapping up this stage. Alright, not a great way to start this month's course of fire. Let's get into stage 2. Next up we have stage 2. Drums are round. We have a 1 inch on a single hanger at 50 yards, and a 2 and 2.5 on a double hanger at 80. The barricade setup on this one. One drum is flat, perpendicular. The other is flat and parallel, forming an L. We're going to start standing, rifle at the high ready with all gear in hand, mag in, action open. On the start signal, take a position on either barrel and engage the targets near to far, small to large for the first 6 shots. Then engage the targets far to near, large to small for the last 6 shots. Note, you must move to the opposite barrel after every 3rd shot.
Understand the course of fire?
Getting going into stage
Load and
2.
make ready.
The wind is starting to pick up. The temperatures are coming up for the day, so we're going to see an increase in wind kind of throughout the rest of this day. This stage is going to present its own set of challenges because we have to switch barricades after every third shot.
Okay.
And we're also going
Shooter ready?
to switch
Shooter ready.
target engagements
Stand
after
by.
the 6th shot. So there's a lot to think about here. I'm going to start on the barrel that is perpendicular to the firing line on the left, but I'm going to use 2 bags kind of the same size, so that way building into those 2 different positions does not take a lot of thought. I basically just transition from one bag to the other. We're going to engage these targets near, then far for the first 6 shots. Now, just like the first stage, I'm going to be using holdovers for the far target engagement. We'll transition over here to the parallel barrel and repeat that same target engagement. Near to far, small to large. Again, using those holdovers for those far targets. Now you'll notice I am adjusting my parallax so that I can see where the bullets are impacting the targets and potentially make a correction due to wind on the fly. Transitioning back over here to the perpendicular barrel, this time we're going to engage the targets in reverse order. We're going to start far large, then far small, and then we're making a parallax adjustment and engage that near target. After the 3rd shot, we're going to switch over to the other barrel for our last volley. This time, same thing, parallax adjustment, far large, far small, then near. Now I fired that shot and realized I needed a mag change after trying to run my bolt home and not feeling a round come out of the magazine. Quick adjust to the parallax, firing the last shot, wrapping up the stage. That was a good one. Let's get into stage 3. Next up, we have stage 3. Don't tank the tank trap. We have a 1.5 on a single hanger at 69 yards and a 2.5 and 3 on a double hanger at 100. Restrictions on this one. No dialing of elevation on the clock is allowed. Dialing parallax and windage is allowed. We're going to start standing, rifle at the high ready with all gear in hand, mag in, action open. On the start signal, engage the targets from near to far, small to large, with 1 shot each from the 4 positions below. From a tip, then a leg, then the center, then a different tip. Note, all positions must be used. The MD may add a 2x4 cleat on the legs to prevent the support bag from sliding.
Understand the course of fire.
I do.
Good to load and make ready.
I probably shot so bad because I couldn't tell where I was leveled at.
Stage 3 is our tank trap stage for the
probably what it
day.
was.
This one is going to present its own challenge because it makes us shoot from the leg of a tank trap. That is something that we don't do very often, but with the addition of the
Shooter
cleat
ready?
on the leg of the tank trap, this is
I'm ready.
significantly easier than it has been in the past before we were allowed to do this. I understand why. It is definitely a safety concern because the bag does tend to just slide right on down the leg. We're going to start things off on the left tip. I'm just going to engage from that tip using the wee badge strapless behemoth. We're going to do kind of a repeat of what we did on the last stage. We're going to engage near, then far, small to large, again using holdovers. I tend to do that in stages like this where we have 2 target banks, and I think it's a better option to just hold those over versus dialing. It's one less thing to think about as far as manipulating your equipment. You just remember to hold over for those far targets. Now we're going to go down to the leg of the tank trap. I'm choosing to go straight down to the left leg. We're going to repeat that engagement, near, small, and then we're going to go far, small, then large using the holdovers. Now, judging by those wind flags, you guys can see that it is a little breezy out there at Northern Colorado Rod and Gun Club, which is pretty typical for our range. We're going to build into our next position on the center, the crotch of the tank trap. You'll notice I'm connecting that right elbow to my right knee kind of hugging up on the center of that tank trap, and you'll notice the stability that I gain when building into that position. The rifle is absolutely rock solid. Same engagement as before, near, then far small, far large. We're just going to repeat that for our last tip. Transitioning up here to the right tip, using that wee bad fortune cookie. That seemed like a really good time to get that magazine change in. Engage near, then far, small to large, wrapping up stage 3 for this month's course of fire. Let's go ahead and get into stage 4.
Oh, just off the right, damn it. That's okay.
Next up, we have stage 4, double switch time Sawhorse. We have a 1 1/4 inch KYL rack at 40 yards. This is the time stage where we earn 0.1 bonus point per second remaining after the required round count of 12 shots has been fired. We're going to start standing, rifle at the high ready with all gear in hand, mag in, action open. On the start signal, engage the targets with 1 shot each in the following order and manner. Prone on the left side of the Sawhorse, large to small. From the top of the Sawhorse, large to small. Then prone on the right side of the Sawhorse, small to large. Note, you must conduct a magazine change after the 4th shot and after the 8th shot. If a mag change has not been conducted at those shots, then impacts won't count until one has been made. A club-provided tripod for rear support may be used and fully deployed prior to the clock starting. Getting going into stage 4, this one allows us to use the tripod as rear support. Unfortunately, I'm not going to use a camera on the leg of the tripod to show you guys how I'm actually doing that, because in the last video, it was brought up that I didn't start with all equipment in hand. And ideally, the goal of these videos is to show you guys that this can be done and be done in a timely manner without breaking any of the rules. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this one.
Okay.
Ready?
Ready.
Stand by.
We're going to build into a prone supported position on the left side of the Sawhorse and engage that KYL rack large to small. Then a required mag change is conducted, and then we're going to build into a position on the top of the Sawhorse, and this is a fantastic time to use the tripod for rear support. As you guys can see, the rifle is very solid on top of that prop, and I'm able to squeeze these 4 shots off in some crazy wind conditions. As you guys can hear, the wind was really turning up the volume on us while we were out there. Break these 4 shots, trying to spend some time, let that rifle stabilize, wait to break those shots before moving on to our 3rd and final position, but also conducting that magazine change after the 8th shot as prescribed in the course description. Now I'm going to move that tripod out of the way, just give myself enough room to build into that prone position. I'm going to slap the wee bag fortune cookie down and run through that KYL rack one more time. But it's really important not to forget that you change sequence on this last volley.
Just off the right. There we go.
Let's get into stage 5. Wrapping this month's course of fire up, we have stage 5, pyramid by the numbers. We have a 1 inch on a double hanger at 48, a 1.5 on a double hanger at 68, a 2 inch on a double hanger at 79, and a 3 inch on a double hanger at 100. Restrictions: rungs cannot be repeated. We're going to start standing, rifle at the high ready with all gear in hand, mag in, action open. On the start signal, engage the targets in the following order and manner. Position 1, targets 4, 3, 2, and 1, 1 shot each from any outside rung. Position 2, targets 4, 3, and 2, 1 shot each from the other outside rung. Finally, position 3, target 4 once and target 3 twice from any center rung.
Understand the course of fire?
I think so.
So unfortunately
Good to
for
let 'em
this
in. Ready?
stage, we had to drive the hour back out to the range to re-record this because during the editing of this video, we realized that we were minus
Okay.
trigger cam
Shooter
footage
ready?
for this stage. So we had to run back out there, drive the hour out
Yep.
there, turn around, drive the
Stand
hour
by.
home, and get this thing filmed for
Engage.
you guys because this video just isn't the same without the trigger cam. You know, the same thing that we've been doing throughout this entire course of fire, we're going to engage this troop line. I'm going to take a low position because that's where I'm going to be the most stable. Engage this troop line, targets 4, 3, 2, 1 in that order with holdovers. And I'm going to use holdovers because it just makes more sense to me, and it's something that as I've developed as a shooter, I find much simpler to maintain the rhythm of a stage instead of reaching up and dialing. Now, that's just the way I do things. That is not necessarily the best way. It's just my way. Now we're going to engage from our second position and a different rung on the pyramid. I'm going to build into the right side, the second rung up, and we're going to engage targets 4, then 3, then 2. Now you'll notice I'm doing a little bit of parallax adjustment as I work through this stage. I do that because I like to see where the bullets are impacting the target. That way, if I need to make some wind corrections, I have some educated reference as to where that correction needs to be. We're going to build into our third and final position on this prop from the third rung up from the center and engage targets 4, then target 3 with 2 shots, wrapping up this month's course of fire.
Well, it's so nice when there's no wind. That's crazy how easy this stuff is. When there's no wind blowing at 15 miles an hour.
All right, guys, well, that is a wrap for the January 2026 NRL22 monthly course of fire. I told you guys it was going to be a difficult one, and my misses today definitely reflected that. I would like to introduce you guys to the new rifle. This is what you're going to see on the channel going forward. The old rifle is still in the family. It now is being shot by my darling wife for the foreseeable future. We're going to go ahead and pack up our stuff and get out of here. We'd like to thank you for being here and wish you a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year again. And hopefully we see you out on the range.